Should be running. I'll check it just now.
Yeah. Yo, what the hell, man? It's
Yeah, out of nowhere.
yeah. What's that? You still got this one umbrella? Blue one, small one. Yeah. Not a small one. The big one. Big one. I don't know about big one. I want to purchase some more.
Yeah, we should be live.
All right. Call hello. Yeah.
Hashem,
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Honor to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. You know, with the Hebrew Israelites. We just coming out, bringing out the word, bringing out the prophecies. We're in them times. We're in the last days of the last days. Everything is just cooking up nicely, like, man. Cooking up nicely like a good stew. Everything that the apostles taught us that's in the scriptures, man. All the final prophecies. The race wars is brewing up nicely. The hatred is building up nicely. You love it. Yeah? The famines is cooking up nicely. The wars is cooking up nicely. Yeah? The word is getting out. Brothers is waking up. That's nice too. Everything's nice right now.
Everything's on the stove right now, man.
Everything's cooking up nice, like to make the perfect meal. And we're right here before the end, man. The return of Yahweh Shai, which is what we preach about.
Yep.
Okay, the Son of the Most High. All right. So yeah, we get straight into it, man. Pull some prophecies. And there's so much, man, to cover. You know, Esau's being the devil, being a hypocrite as usual,
Being proud.
lying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Second Ezra 15, start from the top. And it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's our job to do. Right? To speak the words of prophecy. We're not here having to get involved in all the madness that's going on in the earth. You know, we ain't need to do nothing but teach this word. We are literally observing, watching prophecy manifest. Because this is the work of the Heavenly Father ultimately. You know?
And it says, Which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right. These words which are written aforetime is gonna come to pass, man. And that's what we push. Faith in the word of the Heavenly Father. A lot of our people disregard the Bible. They want to go here, there, and everywhere and looking for the answers. They think they're gonna find the answers in some podcast somewhere with some rapper speaking or something like that. Or some guru. No, the answers have always been in the scriptures. Right? The answers to everything has always been in the scriptures. And that's one of the biggest follies of this world. Esau, I did a video the other day about the economics. Esau come up with all these economic systems. And everyone's debating between capitalism and socialism, which is the best one. When the Bible has an economic system built into it. But it's like, don't worry about that. Let's just ignore. There's not no other way except the ways that Esau put before you. But what about the way in the scriptures? Oh no, that's not, you know, that's not applicable. You know?
Can I grab something quickly?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
I didn't know it was gonna rain, but it looks alright when I left it up.
yeah, so it's like Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? So they pose like they're with the Most High, right? But they don't really do anything that would indicate that.
No.
They're doing their own thing. They're departing further and further away from the scriptures, right? In pursuit of their own agendas, you know.
Especially Esau, because they like to talk about you know, you get these Edomites. Britain is now, you got a resurgence of identity. They want to have the Christian identity back.
They're not Christians.
So they say, oh, Britain, because you know they're anti-Islam because someone on Twitter told them that Muslims are invading the country, right? So they're like, oh, Britain is a Christian country. Listen, all these men talking all that Britain is a Christian country talk. Ask them to quote three 3 Bible scriptures.
2 Corinthians.
Yeah,
And it won't even be the typical ones Christians use, man. They'll never like
The John 3, isn't it?
they don't even know that one.
Yeah.
they won't
don't
know
that
no
one.
biblical
They
history.
don't know that one.
They won't know not even a little bit of biblical history. They won't know nothing about the Bible. They've only been to church when it's someone getting married or it's a Christian. They don't go to church no other time.
Yeah.
They're not going to sit there and watch no documentary about biblical history. These guys know more about football. Yeah. Their actual real religion of Britain is football.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Then you got America, who feign like they're into the scriptures, but their society is not based upon the law that's written in the Bible. Their economic system isn't based upon the economic system that's written in the Bible. It's a system that's based upon greed, fraud, right, and selfishness, which is absolutely against the economic principles which are found in the Bible. Which is grounded in what? Theocracy. The Most High is the one who's the ultimate. The American way is all about you. I think we'll be all right. How many umbrellas we got?
We need one for the camera.
Okay.
That's my one. That one broke.
Hopefully you probably share this one. I'll be all right.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll go under the tree.
I think we should go under the trees still. If it gets
What's the forecast say? Is it gonna
It's
stop?
gonna rain from now.
What? It's gonna rain the whole time.
is it light or heavy?
It's like a 20 something.
What about on the hair? This one tree. Is that all right?
Yeah, we could do it. I sat here because of the light, and then.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
it's
So we'll still be under the light. Move over a little bit.
Alright.
Alright.
The Lord might bless it where it don't rain too heavy. Man. That would be all right.
Like a magic ball.
Which one? This one?
Alright.
Yeah. This one's good. Yeah, you got Esau's system is a system that is not in accordance with the way that the scriptures say that you're supposed to live, or it's designed to literally just enrich the rich and make the poor poorer to create inequality. That's not the biblical system. But they claim to be Christians, and they will tell you that we're a Christian nation and we're righteous. But no, your system is designed around selfishness. It's designed about individuals amassing more than they even need out of just pure greed.
Yep.
And that plays out itself in the mindset of the people. Because what's the American dream really? The American dream isn't, let's all live well. The American dream is, I'm going to do good. I'm going to flex.
Capitalism.
I'm going to get my shit. And all of you men ain't going to have nothing, so I can style on you. That's the American way. And it oozes its way into the mindset of everyone. Everyone's just individualistic, just trying to be the one or the top 20% and don't give a damn about everyone else.
And this is the thing, the scriptures very heavily, it very pushes the message of helping the poor.
Yeah.
These elites don't want to help nobody, bro. They'll fake help people.
Nah. And then you
You
see
know?
that now because how quickly the American public is turning against people on SNAP benefits. How quickly they got man doing fake videos about some woman getting 4K in SNAP. It's not even true. Ain't nobody getting $4,000 a month in those SNAP benefits. Those are fake videos. It's not real. But it's easy for man to demonize people on benefits, then understand that it's designed into the system is designed to have people in that situation. But then what about the trillionaires and the billionaires? You're not angry at them.
They're taking the most.
They're taking your money.
They're the biggest benefit cases ever. They get all kind of tax loopholes and all kinds of things, taking money out of your economy, man.
But that's ignored. But you want to hate on the poor. The poor is the problem, not Elon Musk and them. They're not the problem.
Yeah.
They're the guys with the solutions, right? Because that's how the system is designed to be. It's a wicked system at its roots, at the heart of it, the spirit of it. Yeah.
So I was just going to say real quick, because even when you look, you mentioned like the tax benefits, the fact that people over a certain wealth, they just loan money around, so they're not even paying tax on any of the money that they're using. Right, what about those loopholes like that? Because when you look into like the tax system, we ain't got no loopholes down here.
No.
You're paying 1,000% interest on credit cards and shit.
Exactly.
It's like, these men don't have to do all of that.
Exactly.
So that's why we said that it's by design. They have an economic system that's designed to create inequality. That's designed to be oppressive, basically. Whereas if you look at the economic system that's in the Bible, it does everything to avoid
The worst case
oppression.
scenario,
Meaning someone can fall into poverty, but if the system is
Way
designed
out.
to get them out of poverty. Hence why you will always own land. Hence why you can put yourself into slavery and come out of slavery and have money when you come out of slavery. You also have access to capital because the rich would be it was a duty of the rich to lend to the poor. So if a man had a bit, say like a man had a piece of land, but he didn't have the money to get things up and running, you could go to a rich man and get the money, but you could get it with what? Without interest.
That's right.
And then even then, if you failed, you got a year of release and then things where you can reset. So built into our economic system, you can always reset yourself. It's not a system that was designed for there to be bare rich man at the top. Like the top 5% of Israelites have 95% of all the wealth and all the land, and everyone else is just down bad for multiple generations on end. That's this society. So
And at least in those systems, man, you know, they employ people. This board doesn't even want to employ people anymore. They want to replace them with fucking AIs and robots. So what the fuck are you supposed to do?
because they've made a system where you're dependent on what being a human resource. The biblical system is everyone's a landowner.
Yeah.
So you could be a hired servant, but it's built into the system. What happens? Everyone owns land, and that's how it's supposed to be among every nation. All citizens of a nation are supposed to have land. They're supposed to share in the land, which meaning they're sharing in the earth. This society, you got the top people at the top own everything, man, and everyone else. What you got to do? You grow up and make sure you get a good job.
Yeah.
You got to get a job.
Wait, so
You know what? Like I just asked Chat GPT, anti-capitalism examples in the Bible and the Apocrypha, and it gives like pretty much the precepts you mentioned about. I can get a quick.
Yeah. Why not?
One.
Why not? Why not?
This is Exodus 22 and 25. It's probably in the new living. It says, if you lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be unto him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury.
And Esau will lend you money now. If you don't pay it, man, saying bail it to your house, man, look to repossess your house, repossess your possessions.
Yeah.
He putting stress upon you, man.
Permanently.
Yeah, putting stress upon you.
Permanently. That's
It
God.
fucking puts you in more debt.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, I couldn't
going
pay the
on?
grant. So what makes you think I can pay 5 now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know who does get access to them low interest rate loans? The elites, the rich. But the poor, you get the worst
Oh,
loans.
yeah, they get what you call it? No, you don't even see them on advertised. Everyone knows they're saying, "Oh, get it for this much," but these man, they're getting compensation. Oh, come here, let's see what we can do for you. It's a different conversation.
Because again, the system is an oppressive system.
Man, I'm ringing you out and saying, what can we give you?
Yeah,
You're desperate because you need money. You're looking for loans. The man have vultures out there, man. They're sharks. They're charging you 1,000% interest or more on damn cards, man.
Is there any more on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I've not one.
There's so many. You look into the entire. That's what people look at the Bible like it's some clown show. No, the Bible, the Lord really did give us what we needed to
Way to
run a
live.
society, and that includes economics. Now Esau might have all these other economics books, socialism, capitalism, and but it's all BS.
Yeah, it says in chat's giving a commentary on it in Leviticus 35 and 8 to 13. It says every 50th year debt were counted and land returned to its original family.
Right.
It says this,
Which
prevents-
means go on. Bring it.
this radically prevents accumulation and permanent being in poverty.
Yeah, there you
Permanent
go.
state of poverty.
Because you could do something dumb
Yeah.
and get yourself in a bad way, or there was a bad harvest and you get down bad, right? But the way the law is set up is that you wouldn't perpetually be in that condition. You would have an opportunity to get yourself out of that. Whereas in this society, your whole generation's cooked.
Yeah.
Your whole your
Always a
whole
class you,
proximity. Bro, if he's all taking shit, you ain't getting but getting it
Yeah.
back.
What we were speaking yesterday, bro, about inheritance tax, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's crazy.
realize the numbers on inheritance tax. That's like 40% over a certain number.
Bro,
Right.
Esau's cooking you, bro. You're supposed to have your own land and you're not supposed to pay tax for that land either. You're supposed to be yours in perpetuity. And so that gives you a base to always have an economic platform to produce you and your family. Then all you need then is skills and labor and some capital, which you can get access to through the law. But that would create a society that is more. And no, we're not preaching equality. That will never exist. But what we're saying is, you'll have a lot more people that are all right.
Yeah.
Instead of this society, what this society wants is the extremes. You got a few people up here that own this and own that, and them man are trillionaires. Which, let's be honest, once you get past like 100 million, you don't even need all that.
Yeah.
Your life doesn't even improve. That's a fact. Your life doesn't improve past probably 50 million. Really? This brother will probably break it down for you. Like, what do you think? If you go from having 1 billion to 100 billion, you think your food improves? Or you think you go out on a night out, it gets any better?
What can you get that you couldn't get?
Yeah, it's just like, it's just money now. Like, it's just like,
It's not just stunting. That's it, yeah.
Because you can rule, and everyone around in your rulership still, as in your people and
Been
subjects, still will be good.
Yeah.
Like King Solomon at the time, he didn't need to just have everything to himself. Like, remember the scripture says,
and he was rich.
remember though, the scripture says under his reign, stones was this,
Yeah,
brass. So everyone's good.
Cupbearers.
Everyone's
Common
good.
man.
Like the scripture says, for brass is, silver was brass, like brass is stones. So that was Jake's peak wealth.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the super rich and the poor should be closer together. But in this society, I showed a video. In the video I did, the guy did the numbers, and it just shows you that the man's at the bottom 10% weren't even on the chart. You know, and then the chart goes like this, and then exponentially just rises as you get to the other end. And that's the reality of America. How could that be? And you're looking at that like, what? So you've designed a system where like the top like 20% has like everything basically, and everyone else is fighting for the scraps. And that's meant to be righteousness. No, that's greed. And to get that greed, they'll make sure they sell you a dirty burger. They'll do anything to get that. They'll create a society where now then, because of that, man are just chasing the bread at any means necessary, and don't care who they trample over to get.
So like it's another thing as well that always talk about is this idea of like built-in obsolescence. Right, back in the day, you'd buy a fridge, and that is the fridge you move the house 3 times, still have the same fridge. Nowadays, things are designed to break down over a certain amount of time, which is what that means. It's built in to become obsolete. What built-in obsolescence means, right? So it's like now you're always having to buy something new. You buy back in the day, you buy like a good winter jacket. That's it. You don't have to buy anything else. Now you have to buy one every year,
And
every 2 years.
And in a society where that's built on consumerism, the people who enrich themselves are the producers.
Yeah.
But the producers ain't anyone. You working in a factory doesn't make you a producer. The producer is the person who owns that factory. It's just like if you own land and you own the farmland, you're the producer, not the man that you hire in to pick it.
Yeah. Can I grab this?
You
real
know?
quick?
Go on.
Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right. So they've lied and they've created, these men are hid behind this Christianity. They've hid behind this idea that they're righteous and everything's fair and everyone gets an opportunity and it's democracy and we've got this economic plan that's going to be good for everyone and everyone. But it's not true. So the way the system designed is, there has to be these people on EBT. It's designed for them to be there. And then on top of that, when you break down EBT enriches the elites here, because you think about it this way, it's money that the government is giving to these men, and they're taking that money and going where? Walmart and all these companies. So it's going straight to the elites through the profit. So the companies, and then the companies are getting corporate welfare anyway, so it's a double whammy. And then they still turn around and not pay their workers enough to have a living wage, so they have to be on EBT. It's crazy.
And then at the top, they'll complain about how they can't pay people more because we got overheads that we need to pay for. When there's
But they're making mad profit.
for bad profits, and that's all they really care about is how much profit they can make.
Centrica, the parent company of British Gas, they recorded mad profits last year.
Yep.
But these times, gas prices, energy
Still
prices in
jumping
the UK went up.
Yeah,
Even at the supermarkets, Tesco and that record profits.
Yeah.
Even when I mentioned that company that I work with, they told us last year that the net that every employee in the company made for the company was 500,000 each.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But then if you try and get a little pay rise,
They ain't gonna give a shit.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, you stop.
That's right. Oh, mate, you know.
And then actively now they're reducing the amount of jobs that's in the economy. And then you got these people on Twitter saying, if you're on EBT, you should just go get you a job. Ignorant to the fact that the economy is not designed for everyone to have a job.
And the thing is, it's like, for instance, when you're hearing Amazon is cutting 30,000 corporate staff, that's 30,000. Well, that's potentially like maybe let's say 10,000 mortgages that are affected. That has a net impact on the entire economy. Those 30,000 corporate offices or office workers losing their jobs. That's a big deal.
No? Go on. You got more on that?
Yeah,
thing?
this is Ecclesiasticus 34, the 21st verse to the 22nd verse. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded them thereof is a man of blood.
And that's what he wants to do. He wants to control your bread. He wants to control everything, actually.
Yeah.
He wants you living on life support.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he wants to do with this MOTV.
Like it's kind of interesting that it's a man of blood because who's that that made that quote that the country's economy is like their blood. It's basically like the blood of a country is like their finance essentially, and it's like think about it. Like if you rob like people's life by debt, a person could just be in debt and generally just want to die.
Yeah.
Because they can't pay.
Enrollment down, man. Suicide.
Oh, they were just bring. I was watching. I was gonna post it for you, bro. CopyZilla just did a good video about the gambling industry and how it just dominates sports.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole gambling industry, like bare people die off that. Yeah. It's a net negative to society. The people who are really benefiting from the gambling industry is really the people who own the casino and the influencers that get paid deals to promote it. Outside of that, most people, the vast majority of people that gamble are losers. You're a net loser, and then you get the people that even more so lose everything. And on top of that, like their own lives. But the highest suicide rate is from gambling addiction. So the whole system of gambling is highly demonic. And they push it in everything. Like in the sports, it's like all the sports sponsorships now it's all about gambling and betting. You can't get away from it. And then they got the children.
Because they know times is tough. But they make times tough.
Yeah.
And people are desperate. People are looking, to catch a break. Yeah.
We played a lottery. Yeah, but it's true. And then again, that's another thing that's by design. And then they push it on you. And that's another way that wealth is being redistributed. Because them casinos, them online casinos and them bet companies are making crazy.
This is why it's no joke, man. When the WEF told you, right, that you own nothing, they are looking to take everything, strip you naked. Yeah. They are literally trying to strip you naked every avenue possible.
They damn near already done that. When you look at the distribution of wealth.
So I was gonna say real quick, man, it goes to show you just how much Esau is a devil. When the scripture says, whose heart is deep, right? Because when you, I remember hearing when you look at the layout of a casino, it's designed specifically to keep you in there as long as possible. So it's like it goes down to even a minimal sharp corners. It keeps your mind just in there. No clocks, right? Always lit. You can't really see time passing, just to really keep you in there.
The house always wins. Yeah. And if you win too much, they'll kick you out. They'll kick you out, man. Beat you up, man.
No, they keep paying until you lose it again.
Yeah.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
Yeah, because it's rigged. It's absolutely rigged, man.
They create an addiction.
But that CopyZilla video, it broke it down, man. It's man, America's demonic, man. In every way, it's it's a net negative for the people, man. And people gonna find out more and more. Go, you got more now?
This is Isaiah 5:8. Woe unto them that join house unto house, and that lay field to field, till there be no place.
That join house to house don't mean you took two houses and joined them together. What it means is you're buying up real estate, you're buying up property.
What it even said,
A landlord.
it says it condemns property hoarding.
Mm.
The ancient version of
Feudalism.
monopoly.
Monopoly. Yeah. Right. So you're not supposed to have that basically is feudalism. Feudalism, where you have a landlord that basically owns all the land, and which is the Egyptian way of life. Our system wasn't a system of landlords. Even King David, he had the king's lands, but he didn't own the whole country.
Like what I think the elder brought out in the video, Elder Yashawamba, about like what Blackstone is doing, man.
Yeah, the houses. Yeah.
Yeah,
BlackRock.
Blackstone. Yeah, they. It's funny, on BlackRock's website they actually say we're not Blackstone. We're not buying up your house. But it's literally what they're doing. Blackstone is legit just buying up all different properties, right? All these different manufacturing properties, whether it's residential, and just taking it all. And even like I can't look at it when in the UK we've got different schemes for people who want to buy a house, but it's like at really low deposit percentage, but they're only one specific type. It's always the new build flats. And I remember thinking, so wait, that means a bank's basically going to end up owning the entire unit.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. The landlord system. Whereas now we broke it down. It would be a way for a rich man to buy a man's field, but it would be temporary. But what their man try to do is circumvent the law and find a way to just keep the field. So you just end up having everything, and it's gonna break it down. So in the end, you ain't got nowhere. You're living on their land, on their dime. So you're subject onto them. You're a servant.
Well, I have a quick one. This is Micah 2:2, and they covet fields and they take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Right. And then they've got us here in living in this system where we're not landowners, and man can't understand why things are the way they are. Your whole goal is to just try and maybe buy a house. But even when you buy that house, you're buying you've got a house. Okay, all right. Now you've got that house. All right, brother, go live off that. Produce from that. You can't even build a factory on that.
You still can't even build certain things on that.
Yeah,
land.
exactly. So really, you still ain't got nothing.
But and the prices that they be making you pay. Man, I went into this yard in London Fields not too long ago. It's £1 million yard apparently. Bro, it was a flat, like legit a flat. And it was nothing special to it. It was just 2 bed, 2 or 3 bed, not that much space. I'm just saying like, it's £1 million.
And that flat that you buy, that house that you now own, because you're free now, it's not like, okay, so in the way it's supposed to work according to the biblical ways is you would own land. And your land is big
and
enough
you can build a house
that multiple generations can live and still live there, and you can keep growing inside of that land. When you buy a family house, that's good enough for like 1 or 2 generations. Then after that, man's ain't got they got to leave. They got to go buy a house somewhere else. They ain't gonna buy the house next door, so they got to go. And then now, as a family, you become separated and dispersed.
And let's say you don't even have a big family, right? Let's say you pass it on to your son or whatever, right? They have to be able to maintain that house still. And how everything's working, man, you've got less pay, less job, and that. So how do you keep the house that you bought in the first place? It is getting taken away.
The whole system is messed up, and it's like people don't realize that it only benefits you if you're part of the elite. If you're not, there might be moments where some people and this is it, you might get some people that do all right, but even them, the system will find a way to crash and burn them anyway too. The people who this system really benefits is just the elites, and they're joyriding, they're joyriding on the next level, just amassing more and more every day. Like the guy was breaking it down. When you got a certain amount of money invested, bro, you're just constantly gaining more and more money. So the only thing you could do with that money is buy more shit, buy more properties. Because you could, like you said, you can't spend. One guy was breaking it down like, bro, if I give you 10 grand to spend in a month, you'll be struggling. Like how many restaurants and food and this you could, once you got your house and that.
I'm sure there was a film like that where like a millionaire gave a guy like basically money, but
Yeah, that was
he had to spend it all. He couldn't save, couldn't buy invest.
Yeah, it wasn't that one of Richard Pryor's films or something.
Yeah. That's it. And he was just like, after a while, he didn't know what to do with himself.
So these guys, you gotta understand that once these guys are in the elites, the only thing they do is what the scripture says is join house to house, because they got all this money that they're making of interest on their investments. They can't spend it. They're not gonna just keep it in the bank. So they take that money and they go and buy more property and more. So they're just constantly
rather than help the poor,
right.
which is what you're supposed to do.
You don't do that.
Have a precept.
Yeah, I got one up.
You can't keep up with that because they're earning more in interest than you earn in 20 years.
you got these corporations earning more, earning more than the governments and all that kind of business.
Yeah,
right?
you can't compete with the rich.
And like poor crying out for help, the needy, right?
This month I made
and you won't. You just go buy out their shit and then have them as employees or some shit working for nothing.
This month I made like £1.32 in interest, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's not something.
It's disrespectful to see it.
Richie Sunak and them man are making like 40 grand or something.
Yeah,
This is
well,
dumb, man.
when you
That's
think
another house.
yeah, when you think about what 5% is for like what we have, it's like alright. But 5% when you're a millionaire,
But I said
And-
all these. Don't finish first.
it's just like I was just gonna say. It's like, and the thing is, that's the deals offered to us.
Yeah,
They don't have other deals.
They have ways of
Actual high interest account.
have a
I was gonna say this, man, because all these elites do it. They offer you jobs, right? Because we got to buy all this shit, but we're gonna build this. We're gonna offer you jobs, but pay you pittance. Right? Well, maybe you don't build a factory. Maybe you buy that guy a house, or buy that person land. Maybe they can support themselves, but they don't want you to support yourself.
The real money's never been in salaries.
No.
And what they do is they push salary people in your eyes, so you think, okay, that's the goal.
Yeah.
The real money in the world is not from people earning salaries. It's from people owning shit.
That's it.
That's where that's the 1% don't walk around with salaries. Oh, what salaries? No, man.
Salaries get
That's for the
taxed.
middle class. The middle class have salaries. They just own shit. And what I'm trying to show you is that the biblical economy was based around people owning shit. It was based around having a society of owners instead of a society where you got a few owners and just everyone else is a worker. And that's the difference. Right? Go on, is there any more?
Yeah. This is
But you won't see the presidents debating that way. They won't debate that economic plan
this
because that would mess up their game, innit?
Proverbs 22 and 16. Oh shit! Sorry. That's why I need chat. This is he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And after it says the economy of exploitation is self-destructive. Wow,
And that's what we're seeing.
It's just a cycle.
That's what we're seeing. Did you still have Isaiah there as well? Because I don't think I let you finish.
Isaiah.
You know when you was reading about the house to house.
Yeah, but just on that point, it's like when if basically you get a society where people can't spend anything, can't buy anything, that's like, well, everything you're making, no one can buy it. It's like, it's what you do.
Everything's McDonald's.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it just be that people can set up their own little burger joint and make their money? No, they have to be a franchise. So ultimately, the franchise making all the money. Do you know what I'm saying? And one guy was saying that to me when I was working in Aon, which is a big insurance company down central London. There was one Irish Don, and he was like one of the only ones in there that went from Eton. All the rest of the lads in there, they were all Eton boys, innit? So you know what they're like, innit? The privileged. And he was a real Donny from the East End. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he sat me down. I'll never forget it. And he was like, "Oh, you want something to eat, man?" Gave me an apple and all that. And he's like, "Look," he was like, "I ain't gonna say my name, but he's like, yo, you don't know what the." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Do you want to know what the problem with the world is?" I'm thinking, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" I'm on work experience. Man, like, look out the window. You see that building over there? The guy that owns that building, he's making good money. And the guy over there is making good money. And the guy over there is making good money. But the problem is, that one guy there He wants to take all of these buildings for himself,
Mm.
so only he's making all the money.
Greedy fucker.
And that's it.
Yeah, because wealth can be circulated.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I may not have a Rolls Royce, but you know what I mean. I could get a nice Golf. Point is, you can have all of the, you can have like loads of wealth, but you don't need to have it all.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
yeah, but
Because you can circulate that shit.
yeah.
You can circulate, yeah.
But that's why.
Go on, bro.
So you go. Bro.
I was saying, this is the mentality of Esau, man. He's a covetous man, right? And he's a deaf and cannot be satisfied.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is why he wants it all. He will take everything from you.
That's it.
Can I read this quick?
Because and then don't think we're some raging communists. Because what we're not saying is, oh, everyone has to have equally. No. That's not the. You see, because they're still stuck in that capitalism, socialism. No, what we're saying is that there's a more natural balance that can occur where you can still have rich people, you can still have poor people, but it's not the
standard
extreme.
of living.
It's better.
Overall, it's much better for everyone.
Yeah.
Like without it being like couple man at the top with everything. It's because they don't need all that.
Yes.
What the hell, bro?
I mean, it's
What's a trillionaire, bro? What the hell do you do with a trillionaire?
it's sort of like you only see these sports teams. The guy at the top is gonna earn a shitload of money. The guy at the bottom end, he's gonna make a margin, but he's still got money.
Yeah.
So like you might earn 100K a week, and I just happen to be on 15. But I'm alright.
You're on 15K a week still. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But they want it to be where you're on 15K a year.
Yeah.
And then, so that's how they
£9
want
an
it to be.
Yeah.
And it's like if you were just to drop these man down there, the money they got by 50%, they'll still be rich.
Because you
But
still
everyone-
make money anyway.
Yeah.
It
But-
doesn't even matter how much you earn.
But this is the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil.
What
Greed. Greed and covetousness. That's the spirit of this kingdom, and it's built into the economic system. Whereas our economic system isn't about covetousness. Really, when you break it down, it's about humility. Because the core of the economic law is the Most High owns the earth. What did the Lord say? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. I'm allowing you to have some of this. So always remember that this is really my thing. Yeah,
I just
go
want to
ahead.
read this quick.
Yeah, but I know bro got free.
Habakkuk 2 verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So you're
Yeah.
saying with the example, with the guys, they want to take everybody's buildings and their wealth and stuff. Why? Why are you being so covetous that you've got already, but you want more? Why?
Yeah,
There's no need.
Look at Esau. So he went over to the Americas. Well, you know how big America is, man? Man took the East Coast. He should have been like, all right, cool. Let the Native American Indians have the rest of it. It's, the East Coast is filled with resources.
And that's just, that's even that is unrighteous because it wasn't yours anyway. But even if you just had that,
Yeah, but man said, no, I want the East Coast. I want the Midwest, and I want the West. I want the whole 3,000 square miles.
And
I
if,
want
and if, and
everything.
if he's gonna find anything else,
I don't see
We'll
it.
take
we
that
will
too.
take that too.
Which it shows you Esau is the devil. You know why? Because like obviously we're talking like from a truth mindset, being shamed. Like if you accumulate that amount of wealth, you get everything. But why would you not want everything else around you to look nice?
Yeah.
But basically,
I
Esau
can't
wants to have
stand that.
like
I can't stand that.
you know what I mean? Esau wants to have a mansion on a hill, and
Yes,
everyone's
look, that's
dying.
what I'm
in front of
saying.
it.
I can't
What?
stand it.
Yeah, but that's sadism. That's a sadistic mindset. You love to see people suffering, and it boosts your ego because really on the inside you're a piece of shit, and you'll find that people that are pieces of shit on the inside, they compensate with the outside. So it's like I need to have all this money and look like I'm so much better than you because really I know on the inside I'm dirty.
Did he, man? Look at him.
Yeah. And it's true. And those are the people that you'll find that won't be humble with wealth. I've heard about these Arab men, right? I've spoken to taxi drivers that said, if you notice something about it, because remember, these Arab men, a lot of them got that money just because Esau said, yo, you man look after that now. And so they became rich overnight, and they're getting rich doing nothing. Like, man said, man will come into your cab because they will always make you know how rich they are because their money is their value. They don't have if you were to take away all that money, they would literally be, they're not that smart, they'd be nobody. So man said, man will do things like show off with the money just so you could know that I have the money. I want everyone in the room to know how rich I am
Yeah.
because that's who they are. And then he goes, man, will come into your cab, drink some water, and spit the water out in your cab just to see if he'll say something to start the altercation so he could flex on you how much money he's got to make you eat. You know what I'm saying, bro?
No, man.
I was like, what? Man's like, yeah, brother, some Benjamite. He was a chauffeur.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that's what they'll do shit like that.
So like, I never understood. Like, bro, man's
Like,
driving
get
you.
out of
Like,
the fucking cab.
yeah,
What?
bro,
You
no,
gotta
bro.
have
What if
a
that
standard,
guy had?
bro.
Look, I said, what if my man had reached his limit? And he was like, "Wow, fuck it, we both go out today."
You don't want to when you hear the locks go down.
It's like people that are rude to waiters and waitresses. It's like they're coming out. Or you don't know what they're doing with your food.
Yeah, but Satan's working with man. But the money, but that's the thing though, and that's why we're gonna be rich in the kingdom. But our riches, and this is why the scriptures had us learn the way we're learning now. That the true riches is internal, and once you have that, you humble. So you can have the riches and not be an asshole. Esau doesn't have riches internally. His whole value is based upon carnal things he can amass to make himself appear to be a valuable person. But the clothes you wear and your ability to throw gold around doesn't really truly make you a valuable person. What makes you valuable is what? The riches of the Lord, the spirit of the Lord, the internal things. And that's why the scripture's teaching us to value those things more than we value the carnal things. Because the way of America is you're a piece of shit, but as long as you can get yourself some diamond chains and that, everyone thinks you're the Don line. You could get all the praise, but you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. You're a demon. You're a dark individual. But you can cover it up with nice things. You know?
White sepulchres, isn't it?
Yeah, white sepulchres, man.
Which is why, like King Solomon got praised for his wisdom, which is what the spirit that the Lord gave him. Like really, it's like he obviously had wealth, but wealth was a side effect of the spirit of the Lord on him.
Right.
So just like how we gonna have spiritual power, wealth, many women, that's all gonna be a side effect.
Having a righteous spirit.
Like having a righteous spirit being changed.
Can I grab something?
No.
This is Ecclesiastes 9.
But, hey, look, you got guys right now that they use women as a crutch for their insecurities, and that's why they get destroyed. And then Benjamin is known for that. You got a man that their whole ego and their whole life is based upon how many women they can conquer. But it's like so take that away. What are you? Nothing. You're no one. It's not meant to be a crutch.
Enough pussy.
Hey, you know what?
Enough, y'all.
Enough pussy.
Never enough.
Yeah, 'cause that's the measure of who they are. When that's not supposed to be a measure of who you are. How much money you have, how much gal. These possessions are not supposed to be what measures who you are. It's your wisdom and your virtuousness and how you operate. And then you will see all them women ends up being what? Destruction everywhere. Man will have a youth over there, you and the youth, they may never seen him, and it's all pure chaos. You know? Go on.
Jeremiah 9:23. Thus said the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorious glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
Yeah. Just make a quick point on that. Prime example of that shown again with King Solomon. Remember during his dream when he prayed to the Lord in a dream, and the Lord said, "Because you didn't ask for the wealth, I'm gonna give all of that." But it just shows you, it's like his King Solomon concern was being right. You know, you're the Lord,
Which is what makes you truly royal. That's what makes you royal. It's you're a king or you're a prince. You're royal first internally, because anyone you could rob a prince and get everything he has. That don't make you a prince. It just means you got everything a prince has, and that's Esau. Esau is a fake noble because nobles had money. But what does the word noble mean? You were supposed to be of a higher moral class. But right now, what do we have in this world? The nobles are of the lowest moral class, but they got the money of the nobles. And that's nowhere to be seen other than among Jake. Jake worships other Jake that have money. But the problem is that most of the Jake that have money among us are the worst individuals. That's why Jake will worship a drug dealer. Why are they worshiping a low-life drug dealer? Because he's got money. So he's a nobleman in terms of his social status with money. But really, he's a lowlife. You see what I'm saying? Or a rapper. Just because man got money. And that's our nobles now. Where our nobles are supposed to be men of honor, men of integrity, men of duty, men of wisdom. And that's why the 144,000, the nobles, is going to come back. And they're going to have the money. We ain't going to be walking around broke. Like, do you know what I mean?
But guess what? That's the side effect of righteousness.
There you go.
It's going to come.
You're going to come, man.
You know?
Straight up.
Icing on the cake.
I got a precept here. First Timothy's 6 and 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. Because it's very easy to fool people with the value of carnal things. Just go to these I was about to say obelisks, the basilicas. Yeah. Bro, I remember when I went to Venice, you know, the tourist trap here, but still, I went to Venice, man did up the gondola, all that goodness, and when I went into the main square there, they got a basilica at Venice. Bro, I said, man, the Most High must be in this building. Bro, because it's obviously, I know he's not there, but I understood. If you come and you see the building, all the saints got gold on the halos, it's all, that stuff gives you an impression. Wow, this must be godly. And that's how the Catholic Church fooled the people. Because man, San Antonio and all that stuff, and they got gold everywhere. So yeah, God's working with these people, not knowing that they ain't got nothing to do with being godly. That's the point. It's got nothing to do with being godly. It's got nothing to do with being righteous. Whether you got gold everywhere or silver dripping all over the place. That's a common misconception. Yeah. But that's one of the reasons why the man on the EBT right now is getting bun out. Them man are getting dashed away. They said them man shouldn't have no EBT. Them man should just starve. Them man are this, them man are that. But then the billionaires that's robbing them blind, they ain't got nothing to say about it. In fact, they worship them. Everyone's got a favorite billionaire they worship. Yeah. Niggas love Jay-Z.
Well, you see that? So, man. You see that dumb nigga that got a tattoo of Elon Musk on the side? Yeah, that. Nigga got a tattoo of Elon Musk on the side. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's got a billionaire that they're worshiping, whether it's Bill Gates or whether it's Dr. Dre or someone. They got a billionaire that they worship, man.
Black excellence. Yeah. Yay. No, nigga.
Yeah.
He's someone now. He's.
That dude's he's a bug out, man.
He's a bug out that makes good music.
Man said he was Christian, then he made the song, I'm just a fucking hoe. You know it? I'm like, hold on, I thought you were just doing up church and you changed the script. Yeah, so these guys are always flip-flopping. And then his daughter should have stayed with him. No, she should have never been born. You think she's gonna come out and have you seen man's wife walking around naked in the streets? And you think he could raise a daughter? Bro, you guys are bugged out, man. These men are all demons, man.
Yeah, Sang had the point.
These are all demons, man. But because they got money and diamond chains, man will look up to them and praise them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes 9 from 13. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard.
And also, the world that Esau's created, it makes you worship carnal things.
Yeah.
Because he's always got shit in your face all the damn time. He's made you forget about spirituality. Yeah. Or he's giving you some fake spirituality. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. People are being removed from the scriptures. He's not when you read them. That's why the churches are dead. Yeah. No one's going to church.
All that matters is getting to the back to people. Yeah. At the end of the day, the reality of the world is you only get respect among these demons if you get to the back, and they don't care how you got there. They'll excuse it. That's why a man will get to the back, get exposed, and they'll still have followers and people following them. You know what I mean? Because they worship people that's got money.
You got the blueprint.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, the CIA plan. That's why they made him into a billionaire, because they know that once we show that he's got Bugattis and all that stuff, man will follow him because he's rich. Look at him. I should listen to what he's saying. You know, same thing with low key Trump. Trump is a billionaire. That helps a lot with the image. You know.
So I was gonna say the fact that you still had Jakes try to defend a chief pegger, right? After what he did, it's like, yo, that was indefensible.
And he was wanting the same image, the money image, the chains, and niggas love that shit, man. But we purposely don't give off that image because we're not. Don't be coming over here thinking what we will offer is the lifestyle and get rich quick schemes and diamonds and all. We ain't trying to do all that.
We're giving you, the knowledge to get to the kingdom, man. To have everything,
which is true riches.
We're not here obsessed with the things going on in this world and the things you could get from this world. We're not here to promote that, you know. We're here to promote the kingdom, you know.
And look at that other swindler. What's that guy's name? The pastor, Pastor Toby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, man?
AI.
Yeah.
And that's how he managed to put all them people in slavery underneath him, bro. Because they see a man with a
sharing the same Gucci belt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I get this quick?
No.
It says Sirach 13:21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. When a rich man falleth or is fallen, he have many helpers.
Look at a EBT as if there's liquor in the country. Meanwhile, the CARES Act, the biggest wealth transfer in American history, Trump signed that off. $1 trillion. They spent that on war. That's what I'm saying. $1 trillion.
But it's like because I did a video with brother last week, on the way to camp, and I think one of the problems we're touching on was that this idea that humans can't understand. We understand $1 trillion. We can't really fathom what. It's too much. Even
a billion. It's 1,000 billion, isn't it?
Yeah, but even $1 billion is like big because I know you always go into this. A million seconds is like 3 days or something, like 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So 1 trillion seconds is 31 years. 31,000 years. Sorry.
That's crazy.
So it's just because once again, just touching on that
so
point.
They spent that on just Afghanistan war.
Right. It's just numbers so big that we as humans actually kind of can't really perceive just how ludicrous.
And the thing is, once you remove the soldiers' salaries from that all just went to
Black Ops,
the Boeing and all that, man, and then that went to the shareholders, man. And
I've mentioned the Black Ops. There's always money that goes missing.
Well, the Pentagon, the Pentagon had bare money missing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when Trump and Elon said they went to inspect Fort Knox, and then we never heard nothing about it after that. Interesting.
It's like stage. The annual budget for the U.S. military or Department of Defense, something like 800 war. That's about the only truthful thing they've done. It's $840 billion a year, and it's like, what can you do with that? You can actually make your life better.
Your healthcare services, or the poor, the fucking the drug addictions in Skid Row and shit. Like, there's so much you could do, but you won't do none of that because you don't. That doesn't actually help you because that doesn't go with your agendas. And you want it broken.
You know, you mentioned something just now, and it says a lot. One of the biggest employers now in America is the healthcare system, and we know why that is because it's a system also designed to keep the American people sick. Bro, the whole thing needs to get dashed way in the bin. His brother can't finish reading that thing. Let's just bring out the extra stuff till he comes back. So I know you had more. Yeah. What's your
Sirach 13:22 again says, when a rich man is fallen, he have many helpers. He speaketh not things to be spoken, yet men justify him. The poor man slippeth, and yet they rebuke him too.
Yeah,
yet he spake wisely and could have no place.
That's bro. Like, You ain't getting listen. Like, I remember we listened to Sir P. Let her one of the local ruffian lowlights rape some woman somewhere. He's done. Man say him for dead. Now let one of the big singer them do it. Yeah, the bear man trying to defend it. Yo, I'm gonna believe you. They'll always be,
Girls.
bro. Yeah, listen. When you got money and you got fame, yeah, there's always gonna be them defenders that defend you. But if you're poor, no one ain't gonna defend you, bro. You're written off.
No one cares about you.
I don't want to hear nothing. Like somebody better exonerate you because you don't want to hear. Don't want to hear no defense about it. You're cooked. You're finished, man. There was people still defending Diddy.
Yeah.
Now, if it weren't Diddy and it was random Donny down the block here, there wouldn't be no one defending it.
Yeah.
No one. They'll be like, yo, done that you, but if man see him on road still, man would do this to him and that to him. But when it's Diddy, like, but you know, what did he actually do? You know, they're trying to find a way to
Just freakism.
yeah, man. Somebody try, bro, he's cooked, man. If that was random Donny, no man wouldn't even be no debate about whether he's cooked or not. He's cooked, that's it. No man want to hear nothing, and we're moving on. But that's how it is.
Isn't it another beef 23?
I was trying to get through because
What we're here for.
Yeah. Verse 23, yeah. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. If the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
So that's why Esau, even one of the greatest tricks Esau does, is he will pay dumb niggas, because he knows once you give these dumb niggas the money, people will listen to them. And now you can be influenced by the wrong people. So if you look at Jake is influenced by absolutely the wrong type of people. The people among us that influence us are lowlifes in other people's society.
Yeah.
That no one wants to listen to. We got a bunch of entertainers and rappers and drug dealers and criminals that get money, and the person who's giving them money is really Esau. Esau's propping them up. Yeah, have that money. You see these rappers, they make sure they design them to look a certain way. Even when they don't have the money, they'll make them look like they have the money because they want you to listen to them, to be influenced by them. And they know if they make them look like they have the money, then they'll have the status.
It's the blueprint. That's why these other campers do similar things.
Oh,
they get up. Yeah. People would listen to
UIC,
look.
Kings in the building.
You know?
Yep.
And that's why we don't ever try to portray that life to you, man, because this is not what it's about. No. This is just about the truth, the teaching.
What does Ja Rule think about this?
He could have known. Just a bit more slugging. It says that what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Riches are good unto him that have no sin, but the riches are the wicked.
These are the ungodly.
So it's not good. They're not going to do no good with it.
And then I hate that term, but he got to the bag though. So that as long as a man's getting to the bag, like for instance here, there's man here, you can't say nothing against the wickedness they're doing, because as long as they got to a bag, there'll always be a guy that says you're just hating.
Yeah.
And he got to the bag.
You ain't got the bag.
I've got my soul.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like all that matters is just get into a bag. That a lot of people in society, that's how they think. It don't matter what man does, as long as they get to that bag, it's just justified.
No integrity.
Because you remember that thing that people used to say when we were growing up? Oh, would you suck a dick for £1 million?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
About, right?
Why even talk about this?
And that's
why even talk about
and it's like going into the gambling thing. A lot of them, they show clips here with guys saying beforehand, yeah, gambling is bad, this, that, and the other. These men will come in, slap $100 million deal, and all of a sudden, every flipping, it's like, DraftKings, you know. And then one guy,
it's like athletics, McDonald's everywhere.
Oxymoron, right?
Yeah, because man would even one guy, he even said in the same interview he was burning out gambling, and then a man said, "Oh, if he gave me 100 million," he said, "Come on, man, you got me all fucked up. Of course I'm gonna take the 100 M's, and I'm gonna promote it, and I'm gonna do." He said in the same interview,
I'm a seller.
They'll even know that what they're doing is wrong. But if Esau just give them the money, they will use that person to influence you. And that's why you can't trust none of these celebrities and these influencers and these streamers, because as soon as and then to Esau, that ain't no money.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why they amass so much, because they can just throw it out like it's nothing.
Because you said
you're easy, you're cheap.
you said 100 billion, right? So that's why the guy was saying. So if you got a casino, right, that they're making $1 billion, let's just say they're making $1 billion, they could drop a little 5 million or 20 million deal on a guy over 5 years. But the money they're bringing in from the influence they're giving on the punters, that's nothing.
And depending on how they give it to him, that is now tax deductible, if they even paying any tax.
So that's how they buy out a whole group of Jake and have you being influenced, because niggas ain't got no integrity. And as soon as Esau throw what they think is a mad amount of money, they'll be willing to sell any lifestyle and anything. Hey, take the V, take the V. Man, as soon as that came out, they were paying influencers to tell their people to take the V.
Yeah.
You could buy a man easy.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 9. Why is the earth and ashes plowed? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul for to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bow.
And this is the whole reason why Esau doesn't want no one to have nothing, because they keep everybody poor. And when you're poor, you're easily bought. You're easily manipulated and controlled to do what they want you to do, man, because you're living hard.
And there's a lot more depending where they come from, man.
Yep.
There's a whole conveyor belt of people that the elites can throw 10 million at, 5 million at, and they will just be like puppets on a string and do whatever they're told to do. Even if they know it's wrong, they'll still play that role, because at the end of the day, they want to live in a mansion and they want to do what they're doing.
It's like that scripture say, is there any faith in the earth, right? It's like that. It's like Esau knows people ain't got no integrity, man. There's tons of people that will sell out. He's not sure of.
That's why them Arabs get you over there to Dubai.
Yeah,
And they know
do
that
the most.
it's the same thing in that situation.
Yeah.
These gal are getting 50, and man, because man think it's just gal getting paid out by them freaky Arabs, but you best know that them Arabs is freaky as hell. So there's man getting paid out too. Your favorite rapper. Anyway, your man go out there for them man to fling 50k on a gal, blood, on a night, that's nothing to them, man. That's chump change. They don't even register. That don't even register on the account. But to the gal, that's life changing money. So this is how they could get you to do
They
anything.
got a deposit on the house now.
I remember hearing one story. I don't know if it was true, but basically this dumb bitch, she obviously went over there, allegedly went over there, got paid the money in it, right? But of course, then you get to customs. The customs like, wait, where's this money coming from? It's confiscated.
You take a certain amount, you have to declare it first.
Yeah, because they just send you the money in the crypto, man. Like, come on, let's be honest. You're gonna get a transfer, and they got it set up how they can do that, because they know how to sort that thing out and get their money and dip out.
But building off of the lesson you did as well, like a lot of the rules now that they're starting to make in terms of the banking, right? That amount of money comes into your account. They're asking questions. Like, where is this money coming from? You need to prove it.
That man end up just living in the bar. Alright, go on, let's keep reading. Finish. Was you finished there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 17, that's from verse 14.
It's from the Torah, baby.
That's right. Guidelines for a king. I read the NLT, but sure it says, "You are about to enter the land, but Lord Yahweh your God is giving."
Yeah, Esau don't truly believe. Esau believes it. When you hear Esau talking about God, it's not a real thing. It's just God. But really, it's them. They believe in themselves and what they're doing. Like I said, the core of the biblical identity is the Most High is at the head of all things, and that keeps you grounded. Once you remove that there's someone above you, that's when you start moving mad at it. That's always been the fall of man. Hey, we read it in the scriptures. The beginning of sin is when one's heart is departed from his maker. Once you start smelling you smelling your own cologne and you start thinking you're the man, which is easy to do. You just need a couple chains and a couple gal rubbing down your chin and a couple man. Because don't think it's just gal that gas man up. Man are one of the most biggest gases of mankind is other men.
Bigger man.
Oh man,
trying to be like
man,
you, bro.
Man will dick ride. Listen, man sometimes dick ride. Once you got a couple dick riders, and you got some shit, all of a sudden you're God. In your mind, you could do anything. Like you just the pride just goes to the next level.
Yeah.
You see it. You see it, man. And you meet man. It's like, what's happened to this nigga, man? This nigga like, lost all humility, man. He's just insane.
Okay.
That's Esau, man.
You know what really depicts it well is that season 2 of that King David program, right? Which it's out, but it's not on Amazon, but you can watch it still. But it's out. It's legit. It's legit. But it's the way they depict Saul in that, and it's full because he's basically King Saul. He's just been look, man, look,
My house.
like what, we just won the war. Like God's back with me. Like we won the war. It's like no, bro, that's not what's just happened there. And the way they depicted it was so well that he was delusional. He was thinking he was doing it of his own strength, right, of his own will.
Pretty much for David's sake.
Yeah.
It's David to a sense, really.
Yeah.
That is it's the core
is
of the
glory.
psychology of man. Man always get to a certain level. Yeah, you forget until you get dropped down to the bottom, and all of a sudden you remember there's a God above you that you need to rely on. But once you're riding high in the hog and you're winning and you're doing good, it's all about you. It's very easy to fall into that mentality. Like I said, our economy was built on the express understanding that the land belonged to God. So that keeps you grounded.
The main character syndrome, man.
Yeah. Go on.
And it says, when you take it over and settle there, you may think we should select a king to rule over us like the other nations around us. If this happens, be sure to select the king, the man the Lord your God chooses. You must appoint a fellow Israelite.
Yes, the Lord chooses. It's democracy. This democracy thing is insane. It's insane. And Esau is the biggest lie ever, because the idea that these elites actually giving you dumb, low-level people like a choice is ridiculous. No, you're just signing up to your own destruction. That's why you shouldn't vote, because when you vote, man, and then they put in the other guy, you can't complain, because with the act of you voting, you agreed to that. You agreed that whoever wins, I'm down with whatever they're down with. But maybe I'm not down with that shit, because they're all always on some gay shit. Let's be honest. Every American candidate is always pro-LGBT.
Yeah.
That is a fact. So the minute you vote for one or the other, you're actually voting for pro-LGBT, which I can't do that, man. I don't rate that kind of thing.
Right.
It's demoralizing.
You're promoting Sodom.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Like, how can you back Sodom?
No. you gotta do it who the Lord choose, man. And the Lord choose who the Lord choose may not be who the majority of people think. So what? You gotta go by the Lord.
And how did the Lord do this? In this example, Samuel went and anointed Saul and David. You know, he's a man, the Lord, a prophet to do it.
That's right.
Not didn't get everybody together. Who do you think should?
You should cast a vote.
You know, but just like Samuel kind of pointed out, look, the Most High don't look on the outward appearance, but look at what's inside the man. Because a normal guy who's the strongest, who's the tallest, and that kind of thing, and have that man in charge, just like they're trying to do today. Or Tate's running for president, or Tate for prime minister, or was it Middleton, the army guy? He's going to be mayor of London or some shit because he's army dude or whatever.
They think so, but he can't.
No, but it's not a point. But they look at him and go, because he's a tough guy. He's great because you want to get them out. Yeah. But like that's not how the Most High fix people.
You're gonna be walking around London with a sword and chainmail, fighting Pakistani. Like, bro, like, grow up, man. This is my point. These Edomites are actually retarded, man. You can't trust them. I wouldn't let them vote on anything. These men are absolutely the most simple-minded, retarded people that you could easily manipulate their minds with the flags. Oh, man, we took England because you put a British flag up on the street. You took England black. From who? What changed when you put that flag up? Absolutely nothing changed in terms of administration or anything, bro. The only thing that changed is it cast a shadow on the floor somewhere. Like, what are you even talking about, man? And they let these people vote, man.
Yeah. Well, the proof of that, which we all know was all rigged anyway, but you had like expats in Spain that voted Brexit. And it's like, dude, you're outside of the country. You're making your own situation harder because you're voting for Brexit.
So the hierarchy in it.
But the elder brought out something. I forgot the name, but it was based on that word vote. Goes back to vow, right? So when these people are going out to vote. They're making a
It's a
vow.
ritual. It's a ritual. You're giving your consent to your own oppression. That's what you're doing. You're saying that, yeah, when you get in, whatever you decide to do, and that's what they do. So you only vote that once, and for the next 4 years, man's just gonna do his
But
thing.
you don't have no involvement after that.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if it's democratic, you should, didn't it? But
No.
don't ever.
They don't have to be held to anything they said they were gonna do. There's no, you know what I mean?
You've got the responsibility to vote them out. That's all you got. That's all you're able to do is vote them out.
Vote
Vote somebody
for
else in.
another
Do the same shit all over again.
Like Ant Middle, like they said, there was one thing. Some Brer got stabbed somewhere in London, yeah, and they were trying to blame like Sadiq Khan, obviously because he's a Muslim, so it's his fault. Some random Brer got stabbed somewhere, and then there was another thing that happened where some random Edomite grabbed up a dude that tried to stab someone, and they're like, "See, the Patriots have got to do the job the police should do, and if Ant Middleton was in power, like these things," and I'm thinking,
I'm sure it's like omnipresent.
bro, how many police do you think would exist in any city? This is how retarded it is. Even if you have the most amount of police ever, yeah, anyone could get shanked in a random place, bro. Like, what are you even talking about? But these people, man, they're not all the way there. That's why democracy ain't gonna be the
What's
kingdom.
facts like violent crimes down.
Yeah, it's down.
That's
Bro,
down.
democracy is a lie, and it's not going to be existing in the kingdom. It's going to be righteous rulership by chosen men of wisdom and understanding through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because the Lord is at the head of all things, not man. Democracy believes in man. That's what it believes in. It believes in men. It doesn't. It negates the Most High. It's true.
Yep.
So what do we read here? Who the Lord shall choose.
That's right.
So,
If this happens, be sure to select as king the man the Lord Yahweh your God chooses. You must appoint a fellow Israelite. He may not be a foreigner. The king must not build up a large stable of horses for himself.
right.
Just quick question. Why can't he be a foreigner? Because Volker would have it with both sides, everyone equally. He loves everybody, right? But he can't be a foreigner. Why can't he be a foreigner?
The Lord separated these things.
Because he ain't of the stock.
That's
He
right.
ain't of the stock, the right lineage, man.
Nah, he said the king ain't supposed to do what?
We ain't got no giving no laws.
Multiply horses onto himself, because what we're talking about now is a mindset. Most people, if you ask them about being a king, their mindset straightway goes to perks.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that means I could just have everything I want. I
Right,
could
take-
I can. The office of a king is not
It's
is not just your personal like joyride in life to just take everything you want and then just. That's not a king. That's just a waste man that happens to be in power. That's a maniac.
Commodus. No, remember
Commodus and that. No, a king is a judge. Your job is to rule the people to the benefit of the people. There's a symbiosis there.
Well, biblically, you know what's the example of that? The situation in Egypt with Joseph. He was second to Pharaoh. He showed great leadership.
Yeah.
But it's through the Spirit of the Lord. The Lord showed him it's going to be 7 years of famine. So you know what? You know what I mean? I'm a budget. I'm make storehouses and all that. And even now, that region where it happened, there's still like grains of corn and all that. But then they actually see the structure you built, and they're like, bro, this was efficient. You know what I mean? Like how it was all layered. You know, certain booths, everyone will go to get their portion. You know what I mean? Which is why Egypt, because of him, got rich.
Yeah, because a king is a steward of the people. But who owns the people? The Most High. Right? So when you're a king, it's your people, but it's not really your people. Which means that you treat those people remembering that they're not yours.
Yeah.
But what do we read in the scriptures? Feed my sheep.
And that's why it's
Yeah.
always important for the king to recite the law.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
The king must not build up a large stable of horses for himself, or send his people to Egypt to buy horses. For the Lord has told you, you must never return to Egypt. The king must not take many wives for himself.
Now, man might hear that and think, oh, well, that means you can't have multiple wives. No, you can have multiple wives. But like I said, you got to balance yourself out. When
Yeah.
you're a king,
You can't just get
like,
you know,
first of all,
Minute box.
What you need to understand is one thing: women are not an inexhaustible resource, right? And you got okay. Women are not an inexhaustible meaning like there's not a trillion women free just walking around in the earth at any one time. Generally speaking, there's a little bit more women than men, and that's skewed towards a higher age because men die earlier, so women tend to outlive. For one man to have 1,000 women, that means there's bare man that's not going to get one.
Yeah.
You understand? That's a reality. Yeah, that's a reality. So when if you had 10,000 women, let's say you said to yourself, I'm going to have 20,000 women, there's going to be a consequence to that.
Yeah.
The consequence is, how the fuck are you going to have 25,000 women? Secondly, there's going to be bare men in your kingdom that are now shortage of having a wife. Because you just took 20,000 women off the board, and it's not like men are going to stop being created. So there's always going to be men being born who now need wives, and there's women being born. How do you make up for the loss of all those women? You know what that then creates in your society? Problem. Adultery, it causes envy, because a man's struggling, man can't find one. So even then, it's overindulgence, and your mind is going to be on that more than the kingdom you're meant to be ruling. So it just makes no sense to abuse yourself in these things, and that's why. But it's not saying you can't have many wives, as in,
You can only have one.
man, you can only have one wife. It never said that. It said, but your job as a king is not to just sit there and just her. Every time you see a new woman, you
Imagine
chill.
your only concern on the throne is the pleasures of being a king.
The village has got 20 women, and you took all 20.
But
I just left with them. Yeah. Put them on my horses, and then now man are in the village. Like, right.
No lineage.
What's happening here? Gotta be wise, man.
Well, you see the modern day effects of that slight different circumstance, but in China, because it's like they had the one-child policy, so it's like a lot of young daughters were aborted.
Now you got a shortage.
Now you end up with a shortage, and then you kind of see all of the different effects that
Get
happen
incels.
on it.
Man, struggling for punani, blood, and they get angry.
Because even in the example you gave about a man that would say 20,000 women, that base is going to create a birth shortage also, because you can't breed all 20,000 women in a year.
Try it.
You can try.
There is knock-on effects, man. So everything. That's why the Bible says a false balance is an abomination. You know, everything that is done in balance, man.
And it says, the king must not take many wives for himself, because they will turn his heart away from the Lord.
They're gonna turn your heart away from the Lord, man. You've got too much going on. You can't focus. Go on.
And he must not accumulate large amounts of wealth in silver and gold for himself.
Now you read that. Does that mean the king's not gonna be rich? Of course the king's gonna be. The brother broke it down, bro. the money that he was shelling out on his household, on his army. Because remember, the king is paying the army. Do you know what I'm saying? So the king's gonna take a tax to get money. The king's gonna be rich. What it's talking about is exorbitant. Now you're like, the king has like 50% of the wealth in the nation, like just moving mad. No.
I'll tell you what the king's not gonna do, man. He ain't gonna give, neighbors, the Philistines money over there to go fight somewhere else against their enemies or whatever. You know what I mean? This country's dumb. Yeah. They're just throwing money just everywhere and leaving you here with nothing.
But you know why? Because that money they gave there is really coming back to them. Because that's not money they gave to them. That's money they're giving to their own military industrial complex. And it's still a loan. So they're still going to expect that money back, even though the money went to them. But we don't go to us because we don't get none of that Boeing money.
And that's just dodgy dealings right there.
Stealing, bro.
Shady dealings. They can't meant to be doing that.
So, and then they'll have these Edomites will then have the nerve to be like, well, fuck Africa, but them African leaders, they're so corrupt. So, this society is hella corrupt.
Level corruption is just a deeper level.
But remember why they found out how much property the king owned? They were like, what? It's like, what? You didn't know this? What, you thought that the royal family didn't own bare property? Like, what?
Where have you been?
What's going on here? That shows you how good they have been at staying under the radar. All kind of buildings.
To be honest, all these elites over here are lucky that these Brits ain't like the French, bro. These Brits are mean.
Yeah.
Because the French are like, I'm crashing out.
Yeah, they got that
They
crash
got
out.
revolution in their blood.
Sorry, bro.
No, that's it. That's it.
Nah, you're right. It's funny because I was watching a video where someone was talking about that. So
Right.
the next riot's gonna be mad. I'm like, what? They said we're gonna burn it all down. I'm like, hey,
Guy pulls over, minute.
Yeah.
But it's spiritual because, you know, the word France goes back to Frank, innit? Like, it's like they're like a direct people. Like, bro, I'm crashing out. What's going on?
they got that mentality. Man. Frank, did you have any more on that economy, or can we move back to the second 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that like I said, people in this world, right? The idea of being a rich man is so selfish. The American ideal of what it is to be rich is so individualistic and selfish, and this is what it creates. Because as people are getting more rich, you know, say someone does become successful and rich in America, because of that mindset, right? They just become another parasite. And it just exacerbates the problem. They replace maybe another parasite that was already there, and then it just continues on. And that's why a system of oppression. Everyone's trying to be an oppressor in America.
This is Ecclesiastes 5:10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase.
Yes.
This is vanity.
Yeah. It's never going to be enough, man.
And it says this as well. It says, when goods increase, they are increased that eat them. What good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes?
So,
You know, you're just like fucking insatiable.
yeah. It's
It
like
doesn't end.
because if I could say, it's like when people start earning a certain amount, their friends ultimately change. And I forgot what comedian would say. But talking about it, it was like, yeah, man, you know, I had money, but then you start messing around with like the NFL guys, start making friends with the NFL guys. So I had to catch this up there.
It says it here.
Yeah.
But to read it in the New Living Translation, it says, the more you have, the more people come to help you spend it. So what good is wealth except perhaps to watch it slip through your fingers?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Long hands.
yeah.
Long hands. Yeah. But then as well, it's like it's like what I meant by your friends start changing is like you start being, let's say you was content with the Ferrari, then you start balling with people that have helicopters, then you start balling with people that have private jets, and then you have your mans that be making spaceships.
There's a name for that, isn't it? The other
Other
something
half
where
of it?
people they compete with each other in the neighborhood.
People on the Jones? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another Americanism. That's another Americanism. Envy and covetousness, man. And it's not really about the network of care and building up a sustainable and stable community, man.
Well, America's all about competition. You're in competition with somebody. You got to prove this and prove that. Do this
Dog
and do that.
eat dog.
Yeah. You know, because of capitalism, right? That's that mentality. But you're not meant to be watching what the opinion of what the other guy's doing.
And
You know what I mean?
you're getting it just not that you even
Just to
enjoying
prove a
it.
point.
You're getting it just to prove a point. And this is the issue then.
Yeah.
I can get it too.
Like, and the whole
You ain't better than me.
that witchcraft with the ballroom, which we know there's all kind of witchcraft going on with the building of that ballroom. But it's like, that's a priority. That's a priority, man. The renovating the White House, bro. Anyway, go on. You got more on that?
I've got something.
Yeah, go on.
It says Proverbs.
It's best scripture.
Damn, I had it. It's a lot. I'll just load it again. The Proverbs 8 and 11. It says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it.
The wisdom Esau has is only to oppress. And that's what you're going to get from Esau. And that's why, you know, this we're not like these. Most of these people that's coming up against some form of the system are using things within the system. If you understand what I'm saying, like, they're coming up with it, they're using some ideology or some wisdom that is within the system. That's why it's not going to work. Well, I always say we're going to build a kingdom from the ground up. And it's not going to be based upon Esau's wisdom. It's going to be based on the wisdom of the Lord, and it's going to be perfect. And the funny thing is, the wisdom was always here. It's not something that just a meteorite's going to come out of the sky somewhere and land and look, oh, wow, we found it. No, it was always here. The knowledge of life and how to live and how to set up a society and to have righteous laws was always here. Man just said, nah, allow that. Let's just write our own thing and argue about all that BS. The hell with Esau, man. Esau never had it correct, man. Go on, hey, that's why there's no one nation that's got it correct. Britain, America, is it not the same, pretty much the same problems happening in every country?
Yeah.
And some of them are left, some of them are right, and it's all the same bullshit, man.
Regardless of which axis. Well,
Yeah.
China still has their problem. You know, doesn't matter. They're supposed to be communist.
Go on to Babylon and Asia, man, because they've been partakers in their sins.
Yeah.
Because what? They've absorbed these Edomites' way of life. Well, communism comes from Esau. It came from Esau. So fuck communism, man.
With all this wickedness that's going on in this world, it proves there's a Most High. Because there's no way you can have an earth that's perfect in how it's made.
Mhm.
You know, everything, the animals, nature, the minerals, everything's perfect. But we just have a system that is off.
And not
That-
one nation has actually said, you know what, man? Let's try this biblical system.
yeah.
It's not even debated.
Yeah.
It's not even debated,
Yeah.
man.
So it proves
Science up with that.
Like-
You know what I mean?
like it actually proves like this is temporal, bro.
Yeah.
Because even from everything, diet, everything is
Yeah,
out of whack.
Not even the guy with the highest IQ, and can come up with, you know what I mean? Like,
It's always some bullshit.
But you know, which I might do Lord's willing on Sunday. You know what I mean? I was thinking of a topic for a video, like the wisdom of the law. And like I was gonna go into the food, why certain foods are not all that. Because I was looking at it, I was reading that book in it, minerals. And you remember that there's a vitamin B1 in it that like helps with nerves, pain, stress, and all that. But it said that certain foods deplete that vitamin. And you know what was on the list? Raw meat, right? Pork and like prawn and all that kind of stuff. And basically, if you don't fix it, after a while, you start losing your mind and nerve pain and arthritis and all that.
So kind of like, it almost sounds like the power that created everything knew what he was talking about.
Knew what he was talking about.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Because
It's
obviously,
funny that.
pork, pigs, obviously, they clean the earth and toxins, so they can take toxins, right? But things like clams and oysters and prawns and that, they actually have the most heavy metals in them because that's their job to absorb that. So if you be eating that shit, and then you're getting paralyzed, man. You know what I mean? So
And then you need that massive health service
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
America has.
And
that's it.
it's not going back to the richness. When you go up into these upper echelons of society, the restaurants, all the servers abomination. Mad abomination.
Trying to prove a point or something?
It's like you'll be watching.
the delicacies, the stuff is the worst.
Yeah. You'll be watching them like the number one, Michelin star chef in this part of town. You see what he's cooking. It's a leg of squid.
Yeah.
It's something like
steak.
yeah.
And then they'll say, these goofy Christians will say, oh, well, the reason God said that you can't eat pork is because at the time, the Israelites didn't know
at the time.
Yeah,
Bro.
it's taking the piss, man.
So basically that
You overcame the scripture.
Yeah.
basically.
But so but this is the funny thing about it, yeah? In the same scripture, the Lord was like blessing man with the knowledge of how to like
yeah.
flipping all kind of artistry
Yeah.
in. But he was like, he just didn't tell them how to fry some,
Yeah.
how to bake something.
Well, yeah. Well, it's
crazy,
sort of
man.
like with Peter. They showed him the vision so he can eat pork now. Like he took him through all of that to
Just the
the sheet knit at the four corners to now he can eat like a bacon burger. Like, it makes no sense.
But this all goes back to the point that they don't want to accept that this is the word of God. And if it's the word of God, then
That's perfect.
it's paramount. It's fundamental to listen to it. But they've created a world where no one respects the word of the Most High. So the real science, which is in the scriptures, that you could then go and then, the more you look into it, it's like, oh, okay, that's why it says that. Yeah, it's ignored, and now you're replacing it with all this bullshit influencer science, all this bullshit Esau comes in, and man are forgetting that we already have the knowledge is already here.
Yeah.
The knowledge of a perfect existence is actually here.
It's just been ignored.
It's nowhere where it's printed. It's the most printed book on the planet. Yeah, but no one is doing it, bro. It's fucked up, bro. It's insane. And we're sitting there, we got to watch Donald Trump and fucking Kamala Harris debate about the way that they need to go. When and then they'll hold the Bible.
Sworn in on it.
And it's real. And it's
There's
like,
nothing
bro,
in it.
no, the way we need to go is in there.
That's it.
Open it. Oh,
It's
man.
like pantomime, innit? It's behind you. It's
It's
right there.
behind us right there, or the whole time.
Ezra 7 from 19. And he said unto me, there is no judge above Most High, and none that has understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Most High that is set before them.
And the word despise means to look down on. So anytime you try and discuss these things, they'll think, oh, there ain't no economics in the Bible. And if it is, it's just some archaic shit. That's bullshit. Just wait some balance.
Outdated.
That doesn't mean nothing.
Outdated.
Meanwhile, the whole system is falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, crushed for the fiat, bro. And the Lord was like, no, don't do that, bro. The Lord said, listen, if you're going to do business, make sure you tell the truth. Do you know why? Because if you live in a world where everyone's lying and stealing, you can't do business without trust. Trust is paramount. You have to trust that if I'm buying a kilogram of rice, it's a kilogram of rice. Otherwise, things get spooky, man.
Everything's a scam. Everything becomes a scam.
And that's why that scripture says sin sticketh between buying and selling. Because like it's easy for in business to like but which that leads to other problems. So
And then people don't trust you,
people don't
so you
trust
can't do business properly.
Yeah.
You need trust in business.
Yeah.
The law it makes sure that there's trust. It said don't break trust. It's just like you need trust in life, period. You need trust and you need a standard that everybody expects. When everyone's operating on a different set of rules, life can't work, man. You have to understand, okay, this is what we do, this is what we don't do.
Yeah.
This is the standard of life, and work works perfectly. It's when you got people that differ about what they think is acceptable and then you're gonna have problems, which you see. You have to have trust, man. Without trust, and we live in a world where no one trusts each other, so people will then violate you because they don't want to be violated. It's just like do you know how many things in relationships here where people are doing something to their partner because they've had an experience of someone doing it to them, so they're like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna do it to you because before you do it to me. But why? Because you've got distrust, and all these programs that they put on TV is about distrust. That's why they give you Love Island, and everyone on there is just fucking each other over, and they want you to see that so that you go into a relationship already like there's already distrust, and then you act like that because fuck it, I might as well be a demon.
Because bear in mind, these are producers. They take the clips they want to put together and they make sure that because they're filming everything, right?
Yeah.
And so they put it all together, and then that's what they want to show you. That's what they want to deliver to you.
And it's all toxic behavior, and it affects people the way they think, the way they approach everything. Well, it's demonic, man. But,
Oh no, I wanted it.
Yeah.
All right, this is Jeremiah 23 and 13, right? And the Lord says, what sorrow awaits Jehoiakim, who builds his palace with forced labor. He builds injustice into his walls, for he makes his neighbors work for nothing. He does not pay them for their labor.
Sounds like we did to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He says, I will build a magnificent palace with huge rooms and many windows. I will panel it throughout with fragrant cedar and paint it in lovely red. But a beautiful cedar palace does not make you a great king.
Mm.
Your father Josiah also had plenty to eat and drink, but he was just and right in all his dealings. This is why God blessed him and gave him justice and help to the poor and needy, and everything went well for him.
There you go.
So that's why this kingdom is not going to be well.
It's not gonna be well, man. These elites are gonna blow up their own spot, man.
Yeah.
Through their own greed and their own
Oh,
wickedness.
that's that James 5. Come on, get James
Okay.
5. It says
No.
it says but he was just and right in all his dealings, not dealings. That is why the Most High blessed him. He gave justice and help to the poor and needy, and everything went well for him. Is it that what it means to know me? So that's how you know the Lord, man. You know, when you're conducting in righteous manners. But it says, but you have only eyes for greed
Mm.
and dishonesty.
There you go.
You murder the innocent, oppress the poor, and reign ruthlessly.
And that was Jake, and that's
That
why
was
the
Jake.
Lord took us down.
So how much
So
more
now
Esau?
Esau, hey, that's what's doing the same thing today, man.
On steroids
Yeah, to perfection.
to perfection. Because remember, like that's obviously Jake when they go to wickedness, they're all part of Jesus wicked. But think about it, like imagine the seed of the wicked with power.
Bro, Esau's done it on a global. Listen,
That's what I was gonna say.
the
Element like
the violation that Esau's done in the earth is global.
Yeah.
It's
Israel.
mobile. It's global, man. It's disgusting what he's done, man. The case studies are out there. You know, even if you look at the UK, to be honest with you, man, the UK people are down bad. You go into the history and what they've done. The UK is basically just London. They literally turned the whole entire of nations into London. And London is where it's at. And anywhere outside of London, man already been down bad and they deindustrialized them. The Thatcher took away all their means of actually producing for themselves. And then they took all of it, the banking industry was able to then they took all the regulations out of the banking industry. And that's where the UK had money, but really it wasn't the UK. It was just the city of London. The rest of the UK is down bad, and that's what's brought the UK to where it is now, where the reality is, man, that you go outside of London, boy, and it starts getting peak. And that's why these men are they're coming down on the trains protesting about and they don't seem to understand, bro. No, it was your own people that did this to you.
Yeah.
They could have set England up where they distributed more of the wealth throughout all the different cities and set up industries. They chose not to do that.
like, come on, like the fucking empire, British Empire.
Yeah, all that wealth
like,
and money.
like a third. It was a third of the global economy.
So how are they down bad?
How are you down bad now? In a with no teeth and Brad
Running,
Can't.
going in, mixing domestos
and
with
fucking ace to get licked.
liquid meth and that.
What's
man.
going on, man?
And that's a real reality, man.
And we're just a small island.
And a lot of people won't
Can't even
realize
find
that because it's not really like when they show England, what they always show England to the world is like, you know, Hugh Grant,
Oh yeah.
you know, the West London,
Lights,
you know,
the lights.
people,
Oh,
cheerio.
Buckingham Palace.
They don't show my man from Newcastle, some crazy, bro. England people don't realize,
Bro,
man.
a lot of these are there's some of the lowest.
Hills have eyes,
Yeah,
bro.
for real.
Yeah,
Many,
that's
no,
how they look.
seriously.
Bro, you go to Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's just bare poor Edomites, bro.
Yeah.
Just Brock.
Bro, it's like us brothers that go on road trips. We'll be everywhere. We'll be Wales, we'll be Cornwall, we'll be on the ends of Britain. Like, bro, what is it? These men have like one less gene or chromosome.
Yeah. Let's think about it. Some of these places will be nice. But
Yeah.
the people in it are down
Just
bad.
down bad.
They're down
Yeah,
bad.
because at one point they had they had something.
Yeah.
And then
So
over the
taken away.
time, they took away the
And they
coal,
weren't
the
immigrants.
coal mines and all that kind of stuff. They shut down so many of the industries, and a lot of these men just ended up bare towns and cities of unemployed men.
Yeah.
And that's why they say if you remove London from the UK, London is basically the UK is Romania. That's insane.
That's crazy.
And they designed it that way. They manipulated it to be that way. Your own people. They're not foreigners. And they're always good. The elites of Britain, they going strong. They got bare peace. It's you wearing your cheap Adidas tracksuit. Champs.
Lonsdale.
The Lonsdale things, man. Anyway, go on now. You got any more on that? You had more in it.
Yeah.
In the chat thing, yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
the UK is down bad. And that's why they're going to use that anger that the Edomites are looking for someone to blame. And even in America, they don't really show that a lot of Edomites have slipped down. They that's why they're not even talking about all the Edomites on EBT. The face of EBT is only Jake. They're not showing that there's loads of Edomites that are caught up in drugs. Poor. They're caught up in drugs. They're poor. Yeah, they're in single parent homes too. Yeah. They're doing crime. They don't show that. I watch a lot of these crime programs. There's always Edomites on there. Killing this person and shooting this person over drugs or this or that or the other. There's whole places in America where man are living out in places. They're down bad. They're doing nothing but meth. They're having children. They're fucking all the children. I'm being for
the cousins, their dog.
bro. They're having sex with the children or pimping the children out to the drug dealer. This is a real thing in rural America among so-called white people, but they won't televise that. Jake always gets the degenerate Jakes in the ghetto. They'll push that out there. They got World Star Hip Hop specifically for that reason. They don't have an Edomite, but if they could have an Edomite version, what you think Edomites ain't out here shouting and screaming and fighting in the streets in certain places in America? In the trailer park and that. Well, all Edomites in America are just middle class, walking around in a gated community. No ghettos, no nothing, no. Come on, man, it's bullshit. They don't like to show you that side of Esau, but it's gotten worse. A lot of Edomites are just low down. But it's judgment. They're coming to the end of their kingdom, and it's going to get worse.
This is Proverbs 14 and 31. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker, but he that honoreth him have mercy on the poor.
Because you weren't put here to oppress the poor. If you are put in a position of authority, you were put there as a steward over the people, not to oppress the people. Because if the Lord wanted to oppress the people, he'd do it himself. He put you there to be a steward and a shepherd. But even Esau, you think Esau takes care of his people? He don't even do that. That's why they're angry. Why did Trump get into power? What's the whole energy behind Trump? Because Edomites in America, across the board, feel like they've lost themselves in America, like something's been taken away from them. Who took it away? Their own people. This is a real thing. So if Esau's doing that to his own people, what's he been doing to us the whole time? The same thing. Now it's just that the Edomites are getting to the point where they're feeling it more because they had their little boomer era, where they had their little bit. The Esau let them run a little bit. Then he's like, he's rug pulling their ass. Nope. That American dream, yeah, we let you have it for 20 years. And the boomers can't even understand it. They go and they're like, well, why can't you just buy a house? Why can't you just? All you got to do is work hard. Because in their era, it was easy for them. The elites made it easy for them Edomites to get a little something. Now it's a whole different ball game. Their children and their grandchildren are in a worse position, and that's the first time that's happened in a couple hundred years.
But they won't even believe it's for the DEI or something.
They got to blame the niggas, of course.
It's
When in doubt.
Like, bro, bro, foreigners don't run your country. Like,
What about Obama? I need to bring Obeezy back, man. Obeezy was fun.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 14 on the
Big Mike.
I may read it from 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envies himself, and this is a recompense of his weakness.
So you see the Edomite farmers suffering. They all voted for Trump. They're suffering, crying. You got a whole bunch of Edomites that voted for Trump. Now their EBT's getting cut. And they're suffering in silence because everyone's focusing on the Negroes.
Yeah.
And it's going to get worse. More Edomites are going to lose their jobs in Amazon and all these places. They brought Trump in to get more jobs. Because they said the black woman was taking all their jobs, apparently. You had Edomites online. No word of a lie. You go on Reddit, there was Edomites with whole Reddits. Yeah, I went up to the city and my seat, I got this amount of qualifications, and I went in the room, there was like 3 other black women in there trying to get the job, and I'm more qualified than them, and they gave the job to a black woman, and I think this man was just crying on Reddit like all the time because they didn't get the outcome that their parents got. Because there was a time, if you was an Edomite and you had a degree,
Guaranteed.
you were guaranteed to be sailing off into the sunset,
Because Jake would always get over.
get your house.